Well, I've known Flip for about a decade now and known of him even longer than that. And of all of the characters that I've come across in my adventure through the public education landscape, he kind of stands out as somebody that has a unique ability to make a difference for kids, no matter what their circumstances has been. And he does it in the way that I think is most important, and that's by helping teachers reach their potential.
Flip is a great friend to the field of education, primarily because Flip has been responsible for teaching educators all across the state and the nation about the tools and specifically the processes that it takes to really help teachers connect with students.
He has had a tremendous impact, not only in my little district that I was in, which was Cold Spring, but all over the state of Texas. You constantly hear about the way he's changing the way teachers interact with students.
Flip was one of the first ones to really put the processes and the tools in place that the Flipping Group teaches. The Capturing Kids' Hearts, Leadership Blueprint, Process Champions, all those things speak to the core of what's important in a student being successful.
I discovered Capturing Kids' Hearts more than 15 years ago when I was looking for a way to influence great, qualified, certified, caring teachers to become teachers who have kid magic.
We went all out. We had every teacher trained, and it did tremendous things in our district. We were able to truly change the way teachers interacted with students, and it was evident by the fact that we had less referrals, we had less off-task behaviors.
I think it helps teachers understand the differences that each child brings to the classroom, the gifts that they have, and through that, they're able to have a much more positive impact on each and every child.
The best part is when students tell me that some teacher is forgetting to shake their hand at the door, or some of the other things they start repeating back to you, that then you know it's really working.
For more than 15 years in 2 different districts, we've used Capturing Kids' Hearts not just as a training for our teachers and our staff, but really as a whole way of life.
The training changes who you are as a person and consequently helps you to be able to deal with people in general. So even as a leader, I use the same skill set that I learned there with teachers and students in which I come into contact with.
Flip, on a personal level, is very invested in being a difference maker, very invested in doing the right thing for the right reason.
He and Susan are just remarkable human beings. The fact that they've raised over 20 children themselves from all over the world, each of whom has become a very competent adult, I think goes to his heart and their heart. They just have a heart for kids.
Congratulations, my friend, on this award.
You're awesome, and I just feel very blessed to be here and to be part of this celebration and getting to wish you well.
Congratulations, Flippin'.
Congratulations, Flip. I'm really proud of you.
So I finished graduate school, and I wanted to start working with gang kids. And I know that sounds crazy to a lot of people. I had some great career opportunities, but that's what I wanted to do. So I opened a free, non-profit outpatient clinic, and I started working with kids on the streets. If you love people, if you care about people, and you can create a relationship, then they do better. And the same thing is true, I think, for all of us. So out of that was born this concept of capturing a kid's heart. And that's when I began to say, you know, if you have a child's heart, you have his head. I find myself sitting here thinking, what an honor. I mean, I don't know of anything more important a person could do with their life than to have a meaningful impact in the life of a child. Every place I've been, everything I've done, the books I've written, the people I know, everything I owe to my teachers. You know, I don't know that I want to be remembered as much as I just want to be missed. I think that if you love people deeply, no matter who they are, where they're from, anything about their background, I think when that's gone, I think you want them to miss that. I'm absolutely not afraid of failing. I'm not. I mean, I've failed. I failed at everything. And I failed over and over and over and over. And so I'm not afraid of that. And I'm not afraid to sit in a private equity meeting in New York and raise my hand. Everybody laughs. Why are you raising your hand? Because I don't know that. What the heck are we talking about, people? you begin to see this massive impact that you can have just by living really a pretty simple life of, I just want to help you be the best you can be. Well, I think just the whole idea of being recognized by Sam Houston State University is an honor. I mean, gosh, to be honest, I was very surprised and very humbled and very honored.
Rick Kirshner is a distinguished educator because through his years as being a coach and an administrator and now as an assistant superintendent in Splendora ISD, he has always maintained integrity, patience, care, concern, not only for students but as well as for teachers and administrators.
The first time I met Rick Kirshner, I had heard a lot about him. Several people that I knew said that they knew him and they were friends of his. But I met him one day and I thought, I really like him. He's a really great guy. And I went home that evening and I was talking to my husband, Bobby, and I made the comment, I met Rick Kirshner today. And my husband stopped what he was doing, looked at me and said, he's a great guy. And you know what? He really is.
I think Rick deserves to have a distinguished title because he does go above and beyond in all aspects related to education, not just educating the students, but caring for them, finding out about them, learning about them, so he can be a better administrator for them.
If I had a question ever, he'd just say come to him and ask him, and that's how I found myself in his office, just sitting there and talking to him about basketball games or talking to him about what I did in long jump or,
You can talk to him about anything and know that he will take it to heart.
He's a problem solver for kids and their families. He will do whatever he has to do to make sure kids are successful.
The way that he is with his family is much in the same way, extremely caring, always looking out for everybody's best interest.
He was, I would say, a father figure in education for me.
When you meet him, you do think that you've known him forever. And kids feel that way too.
He's just somebody that you can just talk to as like your best friend. And like you met him that day, he feels like your best friend for years.
Rick, speaking not only for myself, but for Bearcats everywhere, we're extremely proud of you and thank you for all that you've done for the education system and how well you represent the university. So congratulations and thank you.
I want to congratulate Mr. Rick Kirshner for becoming the Distinguished Educator at Sam Houston State University. It is an award that you truly deserve.
Congratulations. There is no one more deserving than you of this award. You are truly our Educator of the Year, and it's because of all the good things you do for kids. Thanks, Rick. We're the lucky ones.
Mr. Kirshner, just congratulations on your achievement.
Congratulations, Dad. We're all very proud of you. The boys are so lucky to have you as their Papa Ricky. You are very deserving of this, and we are so excited for you.
Dad, we love you and are very proud of you. This award couldn't have gone to a better, more deserving person. Congratulations.
Dad, we are so proud of you for receiving this award. You've worked so hard my entire life, and I'm the luckiest girl in the world to call you my dad. I love you.
Some of my biggest accomplishments are just being an educator. And as a graduate of Sam Houston, I think that they prepared me great for this career, and I've always been proud of Sam Houston State and my time that I spent there. I graduated in December of 1984 and just remember having to fill out my first applications and build your first resume, and I guess my first initial thought process was that I wanted to improve the life of a child every day. And so I made that my goal, and I have continued to follow that. And I felt like that if I could just make a kid smile every day, then I kind of have met my goal. I'm still in contact with several of the students. Actually, a couple of them come to mind that are actually teachers and coaches and have been for 20 plus years. And so, we keep in touch. We talk about our business, and we just talk about our families. So we have family relationships with those students, those former students. Just, I've had several people that have impacted my life with reference to support. And, my parents, Jack and Linda Kirshner, have always supported me in every endeavor and supported me throughout my years at Sam Houston, not only financially, but, on the emotional side as well, and encouraged me to be who I am today. Also my wife and my 3 children. They have been huge as far as a support structure. We do bleed orange and white, and so it's just a very prideful thing. It didn't necessarily did we intend it to happen that way, but both my wife and I had degrees from Sam Houston. Our oldest daughter went there, and then our son Cameron said, why would I go anywhere else? And Taylor followed in the same process. So we're just very excited and very proud of our association with Sam Houston State.
Dr. Rebecca Riley is excellent in so many different ways, inside of a classroom, outside of a classroom.
She's very friendly, always dresses well. She's very articulate.
She's incredibly brilliant. She's incredibly analytical, an excellent problem solver, and she's also a lot of fun.
There is nobody that's more committed to students. In all of the work that she does, the students always come up.
One of the things that I appreciate most about Dr. Riley is that she's so comfortable with students, all students, and students are very comfortable with her.
She's probably one of the best communicators I have ever had the pleasure of working with.
I've always thought that she represented the very best of the Sam Houston program and what was possible there. I think Sam Houston, the program itself, has a niche in higher education.
That drive, that focus, combined with her communication skills, helped propel her to be seen as a natural choice to serve on many system-wide, heavy-duty, heavy-lifting types of projects.
Her career has been like that, yeah.
She's absolutely deserving of this award because she understands what being an educator is about. It's about uplift, it's about improving your community, it's about empowering students and everyone around you.
On behalf of Lone Star College and myself, since I hired her originally, I want to congratulate Rebecca for her accomplishment. I think it's a terrific accomplishment. I'm very proud of her. I know the entire college is.
Congratulations, Dr. Rebecca Riley. I'm one of your biggest fans.
Dr. Riley, I love you. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud to know you, and I'm proud to be a colleague. And I want to tell you that this is just the beginning for you. Good luck, and God bless.
I'm so honored, so humbled to be named Distinguished Educator of the Year. I grew up with a grandmother who was a teacher. My mother for a long time was a teacher till she stayed home with us. But so I came from a family of educators. So I learned from a very early age how important it was. I always feel like I'm in such amazing company at Lone Star. You know, when you're working with people who are so good, it makes you perform better. You know, you have to keep up. And I'm so privileged to work with such a great team here at Montgomery, to have had such wonderful mentors here, including my previous boss, Catherine Pearson, and the Chancellor, Steve Head. I've been here 1 year at Montgomery, but I have formed student advisory groups here and been involved in some projects over the years that are affecting students now, including the formation of the Honors College, the Center for Civic Engagement. My whole life has been pretty much dedicated to education and to the belief that education is such a difference maker in people's lives that to be honored for this is really a privilege and an honor. In terms of people who have been very important to me as far as helping me achieve the presidency here or just be successful in my career, I have to give a tremendous amount of credit to Dr. Catherine Pearson, who, although she was not a professor of mine, she has been a mentor of mine. She is currently president at Lone Star College, Kingwood. She taught me that we're really here for students, and that's the one reason we're here. She taught me how to weather storms and how to think critically and calmly in the midst of crisis, and to have a sense of humor throughout all kinds of challenges. So she's been very, very important. I should give credit and gladly give credit to my husband, Roger Newbely. We've only been married for 2 years, but it's been the best 2 years of my life, and he is such a strong supporter He even cooks dinner for me every night. It's wonderful. I'm just so grateful for this award, and I gladly share it with everyone that's ever helped me and influenced me. It's just a true privilege.
Miss Hanks doesn't make things about herself, which makes her distinguished.
She's just continuing to support that vision of change to make a better impact on our kids, so they'll be not only better college ready, and improve that for them, but they're ready for the workforce as well.
Whenever she accomplishes something, it's done quietly, and she puts the focus on the other people that have done a lot of work in support of her.
When Trish is in the hallways, she still likes to stop and visit with students. She's always had a good relationship, even back as a teacher.
With the families that she meets with, she's very accessible to Friendswood ISD, to Friendswood as a whole, whether it be the city or the business leaders, the foundation, the key people that she works with.
I would go in, she would give me a hug or a fist bump and always give me a big smile. That always gave me a better day, even if I had a bad day that day.
She's someone who is very aware of problems students have, homework loads and extracurriculars and stuff like that.
She's always been there for people if they need help.
She is a very personable someone, if she comes into your classroom, because she does visit campuses a lot. She's someone who says hi, asks you what you're doing.
We have a saying in the office that's put up their children,
their school,
and their money. And so she always has the perspective of what our role is as school administrators, school board members, teachers, that it's really all about the community, the parents, and the children.
Elizabeth Houston gave her son, Sam Houston, a ring when he was about 18 or 19 years old and was leaving home to go into the Army. And inside that ring, she had inscribed honor, H-O-N-O-R. And I think of that when I think of Trish, because throughout her entire professional career, everything she has done with honor.
Ms. Hanks, congratulations. I can think of no one more deserving of this award.
I am so proud of you and so happy you are receiving this acknowledgement.
Congratulations, this is a great honor and you deserve it.
Congratulations, Ms. Hanks. We're so excited for you and we think you deserve it very, very much.
Superintendent Hanks, congratulations to you on receiving this award. You're most deserving of it and we're very proud of you.
Congratulations, Ms. Hanks!
I really had no intention of becoming an educator in public schools. I thought for sure that I would work in a clinic as a private speech pathologist until that first year that I taught. And that first year that I taught, I met a young girl named Tanya, and I ended up being her and her family's contact for everything that she needed in school. And from that relationship, I became the contact of this community that was being bused into our schools. And I realized how much teachers and the exposures that teachers gave to these children, how much that meant. For everyone, whether you're a taxpayer or a parent, you are dealing with values and things that they value and love the most. And so you have to make tough decisions. It takes a lot of courage. Takes a lot of conviction of knowing what you believe, and you have to convey that in some way so that people trust you. So when you're making those tough decisions about their children, they understand that you're not trying to be vindictive or harsh. You're trying to help them grow up and mature and be responsible. When you make decisions about how to spend their money, that's hard-earned money that they're giving you to educate their students, and they need to trust that you're going to spend it wisely and for the purpose that they're being taxed for. I really feel like I've received this honor because of other people that I have worked with or that I live with or that I work for. Our school board, our partners, their leaders and partners, they have helped me in every way that I've been successful. The teachers in the classrooms, those are the most important people in our schools. They are the most important people to invest in so that they can invest and work with our students. I've had a very supportive and loving husband who's helped me for the last 38 years. And so I owe this award, really, I need to share it with all of those people. I want to sincerely thank the selection committee for choosing me. It is quite an honor, and I'll try to live up to that distinguished title.
I think Dr. Vanberg deserves the Distinguished Educator Award because on top of being the superintendent of Aldine ISD for so many years, she does her job really well.
I was actually surprised when I got to meet her because, you know, it's such a large district, so you wouldn't expect for her to know everyone.
She truly allows herself to get to know those students. At graduation, and when they're walking across that stage, you can see that she knows the students because she will personally get up out of her seat, because typically, you know, the board member shakes the student's hand, the principal or the assistant superintendent that's linked to that campus, but she will personally get up to shake that student's hand.
Anytime that we're discussing changes, making improvements, it's with the students in mind, and she advocates for what is best for that student.
To have a superintendent that actually visit your campus is awesome.
She goes in the mornings when students just come to school and even during dismissal when students are leaving.
She has met more than my expectations as a superintendent, and I know she's met the expectations of many, many other people.
For example, she has a student advisory committee, and each high school has a certain number of students that's part of that committee.
I felt like I had a voice in what happens in the district.
When we voice concerns or even complaints about school facilities or district issues, or even if this lunch menu we want it to be changed, she listens to everything we say.
She's a great person, but she's a wonderful educator.
She's caring. She's basically overall a great person.
It's just a pleasure working with a leader that is student-centered, that really knows how to work with all stakeholders.
I would like to take the opportunity to congratulate Dr. Wanda Vanberg because she's always been a superhero to us.
I want to congratulate Dr. Bamberg on achieving the Distinguished Educator Award because she really deserves it.
You are so worthy. You are so deserving of this great honor.
I want to congratulate you for receiving this award because you really deserve it.
I chose to be an educator a long time ago. I think it was in middle school. But I enjoyed working with others, the things I did at church, things I did as a kid. My sister and I used to play school. Now, my brother might tell you that it was because I'm so bossy that I became an educator. But I truly, it was something that I always wanted to do, and I always wanted to work with students who needed adult guidance. And when I first started teaching, I was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I remember going home and telling my father, I'm enjoying this so much that I almost feel guilty getting a paycheck. And of course he said, no, don't say that. I try to be an advocate in the daily work, in that I am trying to make sure that we are sharing the good work of our teachers, our principals, our campuses, celebrating the work that they do. In Aldine, we talk about something that we jokingly refer to as the Aldine Way. And it really refers to the work ethic we have here. It really refers to the commitment to our students and our staff. And what I've enjoyed about working in Aldine is that you truly are seeing a difference for children. If I had to recognize people who've influenced me, there's really more than one. If I think of a work mentor, I have to certainly mention Nadine Kajava. I tell people it's like I grew up with Nadine in the workplace. My parents were a great influence on me about wanting me to do something that was important, and they wanted me to get a good education, and then they supported me in my decision to be an educator. And certainly I have had the support of my family. My husband David is amazing, and when I get a little stressed, he's there to cheer me on with a little humor. And my son has been a great support too, by being independent and by supporting his mom. So, and then I have to say that there's nothing I do here in Aldine that it is not part of the leadership of the board. They've been so devoted to our children, which makes my job easy because they are focused on our kids. And then the people that I work with on a daily basis, the cabinet, they really are, I consider them my leaders too, and we lead together. So I have got a lot of folks that I look to and who influence me in my daily work. I'm really proud to be recognized in this way by Sam. And I refer to them as Sam because that's the family name.